All right, I've now finished my rows of singles, and I'm now going to show you a double crochet. Now I would advise that you don't try this one until you've got the single stitch down, okay? You can practice, but remember to get this nice and even and as best as you can before you move on to another stitch. Now so far we have done the chain, which is the smallest stitch. The slip stitch I'll still teach you. That's the second smallest stitch. Then number 3 is a single stitch, which is your baby stitch. And if you want to make something really tight like this, you don't want holes in it, then you're going to use a single stitch. Our very next stitch is a little bit more complicated, half double crochet, which I will show you at a later point because we don't need it yet. But now we're going to go to the full double crochet, which we're going to need to do the bag. Okay. Now, once again, when we start, we want our first chain that we do, we want the chain to be the same height as the stitch that we're going to do. And because we're doing a double crochet, which is higher than a single crochet, now we're going to do 2 chains to start with. Okay, and now we're going to turn around. Okay, now a single stitch, we go straight in, but with a double crochet, in order to make the stitch longer, we're going to hook first, and then we're going to go in, same as your single stitch, hook it and bring it through. But now you've got 3 loops on your hook. So as with a single stitch, you're going to hook again, only pull it through 2 so that you have 2 left on your hook, and then hook again and pull it through the last, which will finish your stitch. And as you can see, that stitch is much longer. Okay, again, hook into the little hole, hook it as you do with a single stitch, pull it through. Now you've got 3, you're going to pull it through the first 2 and hook again and finish your stitch. It's much longer, see? They're higher stitches. Hook into your previous stitch, pull it through, pull it through the first 2, pull it through the last 2, and there you have another double crochet. We call it a double. See the difference between the single and the double? We usually use the double for bigger things like blankets or so, because it will take forever if you had to make a blanket in single stitch. Okay. Once again, hook, bring it through, hook, take it through both stitches, hook again, and through both. Let's do an entire row. Hook, through, hook from the bottom, 3 stitches, pull through the first 2, pull through the last 2. Hook into your previous stitch of your previous row, pull it through. That's 3 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, pull it through the first 2, pull it through the last 2. There you go. Let's finish the row. In, hook, 2, 2. Hook, in, 2, 2. Hook in, and again, oops, because we made one stitch before we turned, we now have a little space to work into because we made one chain. Okay, there we go. We've got a nice row of double crochets. You'll see it's a little bit wider as well because it is a little bit looser. It's a little bit more loose than the single stitch. Now we're going to turn around and we're going to make 2 stitches because once again we wanted the same height as the stitch that we're going to make. Whoops. Oh, I just messed something up. Turn around, hook into your first one, into your first stitch. 3, pull it through 2, pull it through another 2, hook into your very next stitch, pull it through 2, and again. So I want you guys to practice this because this is what we're going to use for the bags. But I want you to start with your chain. We're not going to start with a chain for the bag, but I want you to practice on the chain, single and double, and do as many as you can. We're not going to get together this week because of exams, but next week I want you guys to be, even if you can't do it perfectly yet, I want you all to know and understand how to do a double crochet. Okay, good luck, and send me any questions on chat. Even if you want to send me a private message, that's also fine. Or if you want to send me a little video if you're struggling, I'm here and I can help. Okay, talk to you guys later.